Okay, cool. My gosh, you really lit my ass on fire. Mom made me a spicy omelet this morning. The spice was spicing.
You can't say it was dull.
I can't say that.
No.
I just decided to come on completely raw and unfiltered. Unfiltered. I had a really spicy omelet before this, so that's why my nose is running. I am not, in fact, sick. Mom is here, and I was just thinking to myself, you know, it's the weekend. Let's have a little manifestation chat and see how we can help the people. And then if the people want to be helped, they know where our bio is to work with us. Today, Mom and I wanted to really discuss about nervous system regulation. Hi, Latrice. Good morning. Oh my gosh, my nose is definitely open now.
Oh, I really lit you up, huh?
But it was good.
But then you're like, oh, this is not spicy. Oh,
yeah, it's not. So now it's good.
Okay, so now you can't complain.
Hi there, Emma. Good morning,
Is
Cola.
that my Emma?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because I think my Emma actually did watch one of the lives we did. Yeah.
Mom has a client named Emma. That's why she's asking. Oh, yes, it is that Emma.
Oh, how sweet. Me and her is going to talk, I think, next week.
I love it.
She is doing so well. I'm going to brag about her a little bit.
Do it.
Okay.
I'm ready. While I cool off.
She is doing so great. She is getting so much better at catching her thoughts.
I love that.
She had a date.
Oh, I love that.
And, you know, it wasn't a match, and that's okay.
Right.
You know, because we don't want to settle.
Right.
And I think she told me the other day she had one guy message her from like 10 or 20 years ago.
Man.
And I'm like, you know, look at all these people coming in.
Well.
And look at all this validation.
I love it.
You know, and she manifested some money.
I love that.
Extra money.
Okay.
And we're not even doing money.
Obviously.
And so, like, I tell everybody, you know, you can manifest other things while you're working on self-concept.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk in a week and see where she's at.
3 years ago. She said the person was from 3 years ago, not 20 years.
I don't know why I said 20.
She's like, I'm not that old.
No, because I think I had someone someone reach out from like 10 years
yeah,
ago.
I remember that you told me there was another person.
But I knew someone had reached out, you know.
That's funny.
And that's just a validation, you know.
I love it. Good morning. Good morning. I love it. I love it. So here's a good thing that Mom mentioned that made me want to think about mentioning something else. A job promotion offer too.
Yes, that is true.
My gosh, there's a lot going on for you.
She's
Go you.
And she's just doing love.
Jeez.
And look at all this stuff that's coming in.
And that's what I was just going to say, that like when you do the self-concept work that we do in coaching, it tends to bleed into multiple areas of your life. And that's because, you know what I mean? When you improve one area, you tend to improve multiple areas. So like if you have, as an example, pardon me, an I'm not good enough wound. And once you start to heal that wound, if that wound was exhibiting, and I'll give you an example, both love and money, it tends to reconcile both unless you have like very specific solid limitations around the other. Like it's not uncommon that when people come in and work on money, they get love, and it's not uncommon that when people come in and work on love, they get money, because the limitations that are underneath both different brackets of desires tend to be the same, or they tend to have a lot of overlap. And in the game of manifestation, what we need to be doing is we need to be able to identify the limiting stories that are keeping us stuck around the area that we want the change, and we need to be able to shift them at the root level. You know something is shifted at the root level when the way that you are perceiving things, when the way that things are now showing up for you has fundamentally changed. And not only that, but even if you were to be met with the opposite, you would be completely unfazed, unbothered, reacting from the 2.0 self. So I oftentimes talk about 1.0 self and 2.0 self. Oh, Emma says I'm also getting hit on in public. Oh. I just need to work on the abandonment wound and keep self-concept stable.
And she's working on it.
Yeah. Such incredible wins. I love that for you, Emma. Because Emma re-signed with you, right? You guys are going through another package.
She did.
Makes a lot of sense why. A lot of the people that come into our world, they tend to stay because the results are really good.
And we want to then feel supported, you know?
Yeah, of course, 110%. I talk a lot about the 1.0 self and the 2.0 self. And just to give you guys an understanding of what I mean by that is the 1.0 you is the current you. The current you with the current thoughts, feelings, beliefs, expectations, emotions, energy. And the 2.0 you is the one where it is with you with the desire and their thoughts, their emotions, their expectations. Emma says you should go on camera. Nobody really sees you.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I pop in every now and then.
Every now and then she does.
I make a a quick appearance.
Mom,
see?
she'll just walk through.
See, there we go. So now people can see I'm actually real.
She'll just walk through.
You know?
You should hear how we roast each other. It's quite entertaining.
It's so fun.
But the 1.0 self and the 2.0 self, and a lot of times the issue is when it comes to the situation, we have not bridged the gap from 1.0 to 2.0. Happy Saturday, Mom.
Who's that?
Do I read everybody? I don't know. This is a new individual.
I'm trying. Happy Saturday, Mom. I'm just seeing if it's somebody who's already in my world.
Oh, I don't know. You got to remember, TikTok has usernames, and not all the usernames are the person's name.
Yeah, I know. I wonder. It's not my guy who is a player, is it? You know, the one
No,
who's manifesting.
Definitely not.
Girls,
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Hi there. Hello, everybody.
I am, excited to have more people come in and get coaching and, take a chance on themselves,
Absolutely, 110%.
I'm excited to have more people join our world.
And another important thing that we wanted to talk about is the nervous system regulation.
Yes.
If you guys have been manifesting for a hot minute and the manifestations have not been manifesting, it is in 9 times out of 10 instances because we're not capable of managing the middle. I don't want to say we're not capable of it. That sounds extreme.
Maybe we haven't.
It's just like we haven't hacked the middle. Mm-hmm. We haven't learned how to lead ourselves through the middle. That's probably the better way of putting it. Because here's the thing. You start to manifest. As you manifest, you get the opposite. Yes. As you get the opposite, depending on how you are in the middle, or during the period of silence, or during the period where nothing's moving, or during the period where opposites are happening, determines, like, how you deal with that determines how quickly you get the thing that you really want. Mm-hmm. It's like the middle part is just kind of the part that sucks. And there's nothing that we can really do about it, and there is no magical way to just never feel uncomfortable in the middle. The middle is uncomfortable, but the middle is designed to be in a situation where it helps to build you into the person that you need to become, hence 1.0 versus 2.0. How would the 2.0 you perceive the current resistance, opposing evidence, or silence that you have now? Guaranteed it's probably you acting, thinking, and doing the things from the 1.0 self. Do you think that the 2.0 you would have a reaction to anything that's outside of you? Do you think the 2.0 you, even if she saw it or he saw it, like, would even care? They'd be like, okay, whatever. I know what the truth is. You know what I mean? And so how we manage the middle determines how quick the outcome actually comes into existence. I believe in God. I often think I have no power at all. Like, he decides what's good for me. I also believe in God. And yet, I'm able to get my desires in 15 minutes if I want to.
But what I'm saying is, aren't we the ones who are, like, in charge of, like, what we want?
Well, that's what she's saying. She's saying, I believe in God. So sometimes I feel like I don't have power at all because he's the one that's in charge.
Right.
I believed this for a long time, and I made a post about this on my Instagram story where I said that divine timing is fake, because for years I had gone down the path of delusional manifesting that never worked for me. And it took me 3 years to get absolutely diddly squat, nothing. And I was like, okay, well then maybe I'm just like it's not my time. God doesn't want this for me right now. I need to be patient. I need to wait. I'm on God's strongest soldier list and all this other stuff that literally makes no sense at all. And then I started to go down the whole thing of quantum physics, and I started to go down the whole situation as it pertains to, alternate realities, parallel realities, however you want to put it. And in that process, and switching from delusional manifesting to more science, subconscious reprogramming, neuroplasticity form of manifestation, and everything I couldn't get in 3 years, I got in 30 days. Like literally, like what I need you to understand is that God wants you to have your desires now, not later. You are in a discord, meaning you are out of alignment with what you want through your thoughts, your beliefs, your assumptions, your expectations. Juanita's here and she says, Kim is literally the best.
Aww.
Love it.
I'm waiting for you.
I know, Mom is waiting for you. She's so heartbroken.
I'm a little sad.
And so when it comes, into this type of situation, God's not waiting to give you anything. And God is not outside of you. God is within you. God's waiting for you to bridge the gap of the thoughts, the expectations, the assumptions, the beliefs, because it was complete horseshit about divine timing. Complete horseshit. Go ahead.
Juanita is killing it.
I know she is.
She is the definition of, oh my God, so many wins.
I love it.
So many wins.
You have so many wins, and all your people are here and mine aren't. I'm jealous.
They've come out to support us.
Yeah.
Juanita, I think it was actually Juanita, and she can correct me, had someone come, I think.
You have so many wins, you just lose track of who's who.
I can't keep track of everybody because there's so many wins. I think she said from 10 years ago. She's listening, so she'll validate that,
Yeah.
People at work, and she's getting all these Valentine's gifts, and her person's coming in, and so we're ready to do more work,
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
It was 20 years ago. So Juanita was 20 years ago.
So I knew it was somebody. I knew it was someone.
She swapped Emma and Juanita's scenario.
I'm so sorry, ladies. I love you both so much.
She just has too much success. She's drowning in success. She can't keep up.
Track of it all. Too many wins.
Too many wins. And it's funny because, and I hope this is helpful for anyone who has a religious background, regardless of it. Is what I couldn't do in 3 years of delusional manifesting, I did in 30 days.
See, I can come on camera. See?
And it's only because the reason that it never happened was just because I never bridged my gap. And as soon as I bridged my gap, everything came pouring in. As soon as I swapped my limitations for my positive assumptions, as soon as I shifted my focus, shifted my beliefs, shifted my expectations, rewired the brain, deprogrammed the negative stories, reprogrammed the new stories, that's when everything came in. It wasn't like something crazy that was outside of me. It was just that delusional manifesting wasn't actually changing my brain. It wasn't actually shifting my brain. It made me feel like I was going into psychosis. And so, yeah, that's that. How did you do it? I did it in a lot of different ways. There was a lot of different ways. There was nervous system regulation. I had a whole system. I had a whole process. And that whole process is now what I give people in the membership as well as in personal coaching. So I don't give what I did personally out on the internet because there has to be something for the people in the paid programs. But there are 600 free videos where I go excruciatingly deep and 2,000 successes on it. Thank you so much. I love the way you speak. So when the opposite shows up, that means the new story is coming in because of rewiring new stories. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay, so when you're saying the opposite, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, does that mean that, how do I say, if you're saying the opposite, that means that the old story is purging before you come into the new story, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
It took me a second for that one.
when the opposite shows up, a couple different things can be occurring. Well, first of all, in the process of manifestation, if you're affirming, visualizing, scripting, acting as if, doing any of the traditional visualization, manifestation techniques, you need to realize that, first of all, why you do that is because you don't have a belief system, an identity, beliefs, thoughts, emotions, expectations that support the desire. So let's say I want to manifest $20,000 months in my business, right? I want to manifest 20K months in my business, or I want to manifest 50K months in my business. The fact that I have a desire means that I'm without said desire, which then means I must go into a discovery process of what are exactly my thoughts, beliefs, assumptions, expectations about the thing that I want. Because if I don't have it, I must be having things that go against it, that prevent it, because the universe's natural order is to put you with the desire. If you are without the desire, it means that you have resistance or blockages that are keeping you separate from it.
Yep.
That's a fact. I don't care how much work you've done or how many coaches you've paid. The only way to know something has shifted is, do you have it right now? You don't, then something is in the way. Thank you. Welcome to my TED Talk.
Okay.
It's like that. Because think of the alternative. Think of the alternative. It's a very extremist thinking. But think of the alternative. If I change my beliefs, change my assumptions, change my expectations, everything like that, change my identity, 2 seconds, and then after I do that, the universe is like, you know what? I just don't feel like giving this desire to Persis.
Come back in 6 months.
Come back in 6 months.
I love when you do that one.
Come back in 6 months. Is it possible that I can have perfect assumptions, perfect beliefs, perfect expectations, and just not get it because the universe is on their period? No. Once I shift, I must receive. These are the universal laws. This is not Persis's law. This is universal law. I can't be here with perfect assumptions and not have it.
Exactly. And I know I always hear you say, because I remember when I was eavesdropping on one of your calls a little bit ago.
Right.
That you were, one girl was like, well, I want my SP now. She's like, and you're like, okay, then decide. Because the SP is actually waiting on you.
Yeah.
Okay. So
the desires, like the universe's balance, wants you to be with it. But your discord in the form of your limiting beliefs, your limiting assumptions, the focus of what's missing, the focus of what's wrong, the doubting, the questioning, the wondering, the woulda, coulda, shoulda, that's what's keeping it there and you here. Let's be very, very clear. That's exactly the same point that I have with God, right? God wants you to be with the desires, but you don't want the desires right now. And you may be thinking to yourself, Persis, of course I want it. What are you saying? You're so stupid. And I just want to say, go ahead.
Okay, God wants you to have a desire, but maybe it doesn't feel safe to choose it.
Right.
Maybe there is some... there is some self-concept reason that's holding you back.
Right.
Or maybe it just feels safe to keep the old story.
Right.
You said these are the reasons why.
Correct.
You think I don't know this stuff, but I actually really do.
I never said you don't know this
I'm
stuff.
just kidding.
And so when it comes to the situation, it's important to understand that you are in a space right now where you may want the thing. Wanting the thing has no bearing in manifestation.
Nope.
It is, are you an energetic match? How do you know you're an energetic match? Is it here? No. Then we have work to do.
Yes.
We've got work to do. And exactly, it can be around fear,
Yes.
fear of staying stuck. Go ahead.
It could, sorry, I just had to, it's fear, it's doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 second, fear, doubt, and can you, so my brain just left it. Fear, doubt, and deciding. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the fear is what's holding you back. Oh, and does it feel safe?
And does it feel safe?
I knew I was going somewhere.
Yeah, scared to lose it. That's also a good one.
Yeah, and if I get it, there you go. What if I lose it?
Yeah. If I get it, what if I lose it?
Yep. I've only heard that 10,000 times.
Right. Just affirm, you don't need all the extra complicating manifestation stuff. Well, if that works for you, I think that's amazing. Go for it. Affirm until you are blue in the face. I support you, honeybee. Live your dreams and enjoy your life. For a lot of people, that's just not the way it works. But if it works for you, then that's great. My whole thing is robotic affirming. Never got me a damn thing in my life.
I'm not a believer of it.
And I'm not going to promote it to people when there's a whole other school of individuals that it doesn't work for. But it does work for people. It's not a illegitimate situation. It works for some. It does not work for all.
But what I'm saying is, don't you still have to shift the core beliefs? Because if you affirm,
some people affirm, and it does shift their beliefs because they're in that space of delusional manifestation. And then for other people who are the overthinkers, the perfectionists, the type A, the individuals who have past trauma and different things like that, it just doesn't end up working. Hence for myself, and for a lot of other individuals.
I mean, it's good if it's working for her, but that really
it just doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not that situation is wrong.
Right.
It is right. You know what I mean? It's just not right for everybody.
Yeah.
And so that's great. That's great for you. I'm type A. Yes, I am type A too. I manifested it, but then lost it. Yeah, that's what a lot of people doing delusional manifesting and robotic affirming do. They get it and then they lose it. Why? Because nothing ever actually shifted at the core. They're just in a scenario where they're just saying things like a robot and nothing has actually fundamentally changed at all.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Works for whoever wants it. You know what I mean?
What I'm saying is you have to shift the main self-concept core beliefs, because if you don't, you're going to get it. And like this child or this girl, she lost it. That means you haven't shifted those core beliefs.
Precisely. Because are you just going to sit there and affirm for the rest of your life? No. And so it's important to understand that a lot of our clients that come into our space, they don't need to affirm forever, and they don't need to do all these crazy things forever, and they don't need to say something 10,000 times a day. And I don't even understand how somebody has the time and the space and the energy to be able to do things like that.
That's a lot.
But if that works for you, once again, that's incredible. This is not me saying don't do what works for you. This is me saying that if it hasn't worked for you, it's time to have a shift in the course of action that you're taking. That's what I'm saying. And that you should not be made to feel defective for what works for others, but not for you, because there are other ways of doing the same exact thing. Why is someone able to get results with robotic affirming, but someone else gets it by visualization? Doesn't mean the person that did visualization is wrong. Doesn't mean the person that did the robotic affirming is wrong. It means they found what worked for them. But if you only have a one-trick pony and you're just following what is most trending or popular on social media, and that's not producing outcomes, well, then you don't have a lot of other places to go. But I want you to understand that you actually do have a place to go here, because there's 50 different ways to skin the same cat. There are going to be people who have results with this. There are going to be people who have results with that. There's going to be people who have results with something else. And it's about being able to work with your brain and how it functions, right? And that's the whole purpose of this community. I literally have a degree in surgery and an 9-year medical background, where everything in our world is custom made and tailor made towards how your brain works to set you up for success. So that once we tackle things and shift things at the root level, you get it, you keep it. Why? Because you have permanently shifted the root cause. You have permanently shifted the root belief, the root assumption, the identity. The only time you lose something is when it was never fully shifted to begin with.
Yes.
You can't lose something that's already been permanently shifted. You see what I mean? And I want to even define what an assumption is for you here and now. An assumption, by my definition, this is my definition, is the sky is blue, the grass is green, 2 + 2 = 4, and this is the way that things are. What I mean by that is I know that the grass is green, regardless of whether it is 2 p.m. in the middle of sunny Florida, and I know that it's green even when it is toaster brown in the middle of winter in Detroit, Michigan. Meaning, regardless of what I see, regardless of what I'm experiencing, even if the grass is showing me brown, I know that the grass is green. Even if the sky is showing me gray overcast, I know that the sky is blue. But a lot of people abandon their assumptions when they see the conflicting evidence.
Right.
Your real test of is something fully locked in and a full assumption is your ability to be able to hold your ground when something outside of you is opposing or showing you otherwise. If you abandon your assumption and you are reacting when the external shows you otherwise, it means you never formed an assumption. You formed a condition. You said, if the sky shows me that it's blue today, I will believe it's blue.
I heard you say that before about a condition. You want to say that again?
So what I'm saying is that if the sky is blue, and if it shows me that it's blue today, then I'll believe it's blue. But if it shows me that it's gray, overcast, cloudy, then I don't know that it's blue, and I'm doubting it, and I'm questioning it, and I'm reacting to it. So that's a scenario where we know it's an assumption, when even if the sky is overcast, I know that it's blue.
Right.
If I abandon that the sky is blue, when it shows overcast, I didn't form an assumption. I formed a condition.
Right, gotcha,
I said, if it's this way, then I'll believe it.
Right.
If it's not this way, then I can't. It's too risky. It's too dangerous. I can't do that. What happens if I do that and I get let down? Right? But a conviction, an assumption is assumption. The sky is blue, 2 + 2 = 4, the grass is green, and this is how the world works. That must be the way that you form this assumption. That must be the way that you form this identity. Because it is the abandonment of it when you don't feel good. It is the abandonment of it when you don't see what you want to see that's keeping you in the middle for years. A long time, a long time. And that's because how you react in the middle determines how quickly you get to the end.
Because
and that's where nervous system regulation is the key.
Even if the 3D is showing you the opposite, you still have to find a way to encourage yourself about the new beliefs. You know what I mean? Because that's the real test.
Right.
Are you reacting to 3D, or are you still persisting or still forming those assumptions around those core beliefs?
Are you still regulating your nervous system? Are you still looking for the evidence that supports what it is that you want? So to use Emma's example of abandonment from childhood and dating that sends her into a spiral when she thinks she's being ghosted, the real test for Emma would be being in a scenario where, let's say that I'm Emma, I'm dating, right? And the man that I'm seeing doesn't all of a sudden message me back for a few hours, and I start to go into, I'm being abandoned, I'm being ghosted. Now, what is the story that I'm making it mean about me in that moment? It might be something such as, I'm not chosen, I'm not wanted, I'm not special, I'm not good enough. And so when it comes to this type of situation, can I nervous system regulate, maybe EFT tapping, breath work, humming, all the different types of modalities that we have, but also
humming too?
Yeah. How can Emma be in a situation, or me technically, because I'm Emma in this scenario, right? Where I remind myself that with or without this man's message, with or without this man's pursuit, I am still enough. It's not like I'll only get a certificate of my enoughness when he messages me and when he chooses me. So it's also about logically priming the brain that the way that it's processing data is fundamentally false. It's a trauma response based on how your brain processed data during the abandonment. So when you were abandoned in the past, your brain said, your logic reasoned in the sense, this person left me, therefore I am not enough. This person left me, therefore I am not worthy. Why? Why did it reason that way? Because, well, if the person, saw my value, then they'd be here. But who's to say that it wasn't actually a blessing that that person left? Who's to say that that wasn't actually an answered prayer? But because individuals with trauma feel that codependent tie and they don't have a solid self-concept, that's how they process data. They process data by saying, well, see, this person is not in my life, therefore I am not enough. I can only be enough when the person is in my life. And if other people come and they leave, that is more proof that I'm not enough. Why? Because they're not here. They're not here, so this is exactly why this is this way. This is exactly why this is this way. But is it true that you're going to get it? This is my napkin from breakfast. That you're going to get a certificate that says, Emma has graduated from enoughness school as of today. Date, sign, and you're going to get that stamped the day that he commits to you. No, you are good enough now. You will be good enough then. It's about realizing that the validation that you're wanting is also true now. I have a really lovely, thank you so much, Evelyn. business client that I worked with that you guys probably saw on the live. If not, it's on my YouTube, where I asked her, I said, what's the validation you're looking for from 50K months? Then I'm a rock star, then I'm on fire, then I'm doing it right, then I'm this, then I'm that. I'm like, well, is it true that you're not a rock star now? You literally doubled your income in 1 month. And I was like, it is when you realize that what you're seeking to be then, you also are now. You're a rock star at 36K months.
Yes.
You're also a rock star at 50K months. The rock starness is not going to come with a notarized letter just at 50K months.
Yes.
It's not going to come just that. It is that now. It is that then. And so it's really important to be in a situation where we understand that the validation we are looking for, sometimes when you play with it in a very logical manner like this, it's exactly what you need to be able to create new neural pathways in the brain. The brain really needs to be rationalized with in how it's processing data. And when you know how to do that, and that's what we do in coaching, right? Because Emma's in a scenario where I know she's in the call package now, but she was in the unlimited package. So every time Emma's brain went out, she
still has a few more days of texting.
Got it. So she would message Kim and she'd be like, hey, this is what I'm feeling. You know, this person's not messaging me. This is not happening this way. And then what happens is we get to explain to Emma. We get to course correct. We get to say, okay, this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to remember.
What are you focusing on?
This is where I want you to go. And you get that real life in time moment of correction to help you stay more in alignment with the results that you want rather than the gap and what's missing. And a lot of people they just don't know how to lead themselves through the gap. But once you master the gap, you master the manifestation and it shows up very, very quickly. And so that's what I really love about personal coaching is helping you lead you through the middle is all you need to get to where you want to go. Because the problem is you have a desire, you have a goal, you start manifesting, and then you get a shit storm. And you're like, I don't know what to do with this. And you watch 600 different free videos online, but nothing replaces you being able to text me, you being able to text her, and being able to say, this is what's happening, what do I do, help me. There is no video for that. There is only coaching for that. There is no video for that. There is no video that allows you to text me or text her with exactly your personal problems to be able to have a safe space to open up, to vent, to share, and to be able to get that live in the moment correction. And so that's the thing that I love the most about personal coaching is we stand by your side and walk you through the middle so that you have no choice but to get to the end. The only way you don't get to the end is if you're just in a scenario where you just keep going back and you keep letting the dog shit on the carpet, like how I said in that one video of mine, right? Because it's a dual effort. It's a dual effort. We give you everything in the gas tank to be able to make the shifts, and then we stand by you during the shifts so that you can get there. And so I hope you guys have enjoyed our little live. Do you want to say anything else? You want to shout out any more successes? You want to do anything else? Any words of wisdom for the people?
I have so many, I don't know where to begin.
It's a difficult life that we live when the phone is just filled with successes. I even have some on stories right now.
We have D.
Yeah, D's there also.
We have
I've got
yeah. She had the really big one.
Yeah,
and
but you got to say it. They don't know that. They're not seeing every single video.
Oh, about the health and everything like
that?
Yeah. She had a lot of health wins.
Yeah.
My girl D started coaching, and within weeks she had her SPN. Within 3 months engaged. 6 months from there married. Mm-hmm. Emma's just doing amazing.
Right.
Juanita,
Emma's getting a lot of stuff. Juanita's getting a lot of stuff.
My girl S.
I just want you guys to know that Juanita and Emma specifically, because I know they're still here, you guys are just a normal talk at like morning breakfast. Like we're just sitting here having our breakfast and it's like we're just discussing our clients and just being like, who's got the bigger success?
We're so proud of what they've done because they're like...
I dissolved a brain tumor, just for those who may not be aware or weren't present on the live. I dissolved a brain tumor, and then she also went from partially blind, like she only had 20% vision to like 65% vision.
That's
and
right?
Yeah, the blind to sighted scenario. And it's not the first time we took someone from blind to sighted. Like, it's kind of crazy the health results that come out of the coaching. If anyone has health issues, I know that's not like advertised as much, but people are doing crazy things. And why? Because we're utilizing quantum physics. Because there is a reality where you don't have this problem. That exists. There are like millions of those realities. It's just the fact that you don't know how to align to that. We don't know how to remove the stuff. We just want to help you succeed.
That's all we want to do.
We know how to get there. We know what to do. We just want you to come in and then just do exactly that.
That's what they're doing. They're doing the work, and they're seeing rapid results within weeks.
Yeah.
You know, literally within a month.
We don't do hypnosis, but you could do hypnosis if you wanted to. We don't need any of that stuff to get these results really quickly. The brain tumor was dissolved in 90 days, which goes based on our 90-day rule. Some people are able to get results in way less than 90 days, like 3 weeks. 14 days, 7 days, 4 days. Like, somebody dissolved their cancer in 4 days.
I talked with my guy the other day, and he's having amazing shifts with his person.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard me. I was so excited yesterday when I talked with him.
I didn't get to hear.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
So they're doing really well.
He's having movement.
I'm obsessed.
Yes.
This is so crazy. So some of my people that I really love, I have a girlie that I'm working with, business owner. She's gone from 20 and 30K months in her business to 150K in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And listen, Maddie, you know, maybe it's something that you use the free videos to save up for. To be honest with you, $1,000 is not a lot of money to change the entirety of your life. You know, so we really believe that. We know the value, we know the worth of what we do together, especially when someone pays you like 10K and then they make $500,000. When someone pays you 2K and they make 40 grand, like, the return of investment is absolutely astronomical. When people pay you 2K and then they casually manifest the love of their life, get married and have children, it's really this type of investment. I said this before on my Instagram social media, and I hope you guys go and follow me there, that money is not actually the issue. The issue is self-belief. Of course, there are financial limitations that some people have, but think of it this way. If you knew that by paying me $2,000, you'd make $40,000, you would find $2,000 to pay me. Why? Because the loss of $40,000 of liquid cash in your bank account is too great for you to lose. So even if you didn't have that money, you would find that money. My girl who made $150,000 in 2 weeks paid me 10K for a $250,000. 10K for a $250,000. That's a 25, right? Yes. ROI. 25 ROI. She found the money, right? Well, she does well, right? Because she is making 20 and 30K. I had another girl come into my world and did $1 million in 30 days.
Who is that?
Sasha.
Oh, nice.
And then she doubled down and then did 4.65 million in the next 30 days. So the results are astronomical. I completely respect that, of course, in some people's realities, there might be limitations, but that's also a limit within itself, because if you had the self-trust and the self-belief within you that, okay, once you put the money where the mouth is, you have to show up. You have to let go of the old stories. Then it becomes very real. And a lot of times people use money as the excuse because they don't have the self-belief. They don't have the self-belief. They're not in a scenario where they're like, I fully trust myself to let this go, because what if this doesn't work for me? And that is married to the story. Right? It's not really about the money. It's about the fact that they know this has to die for them to get it. And they're not quite ready for that.
I agree.
They're not quite ready.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. There are 600 free videos for you to manifest the money, but it's not really about the money. It's more about you believing that you have the control and the power to change. Because I don't care what you've done. I don't care who you've paid. Whatever you've paid and whatever you've done, hi Sarah, it just didn't fundamentally shift it. And Sarah's one of my clients from like a year ago.
Is that Sarah?
No, this is my Sarah.
Oh, okay.
And she is with the most incredible man now that just thinks the sun shines out of her ass.
Oh.
It's incredible. I'm obsessed. I love it. I've seen the photos, and I'm head over heels.
My one girl's getting married in a few months. You know that, right?
Yeah, your girl's getting married.
I know.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited.
I know. We have to make a decision.
Yes. So lots of weddings, lots of engagements, lots of money flowing everywhere. I say no robotic affirming. Well, what's the best way? It's exactly how you have it in your plan, Emma. That's the best way to go about it. And it's so great. Sarah, tell the people, am I just full of shit, or do you think I kind of know what I'm talking about? As you are basking in the glory of your amazing man, which I'm obsessed with. She so deserves it. Like, I just love to see some of my OGs winning like that.
Like our girl S, we were just talking about her, you know?
Yeah. Like she's like, oh my gosh, yeah. So another one, you definitely know what you're talking about. Well, thank you. I love you. I love you so much.
That makes us feel like
you
so
could
good.
technically, if you wanted to, Sarah. You could technically. Maybe we can talk about it because you have my number and you can message me. But I think you actually probably could if I clicked on you. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Could potentially. Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, sorry, we were talking about something. What were you saying? Oh, S. Let me see if I can do it. It might put you on camera though. Let's see.
You can shut off her camera.
Let's see. Let me try to invite my girly. Let me follow you for 2 seconds, because maybe if I follow you, it'll come up. So I can do that. Follow. Let's see. So our girl S, as I'm trying to sort through a technical issue, is in a scenario where, so I followed you back. Hang on. You want to tell them about S while I do this technical thing?
So she was in our world for a bit. And
quite a bit. Everything is in the link in my bio, guys, if you want some of that.
And she got her
I requested to follow you. You haven't accepted me yet.
She got her SP back.
Right.
And then she realized she was settling.
Right.
She had a guy chasing her, but she wasn't having anything to do with him.
Right.
They've gotten married.
Right.
And now, dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
They are expecting.
Yes, they are.
I'm so happy for her.
They're expecting. I clicked guest. Let's see. Can I put her on now that she's accepted me?
Oh my goodness, look at what she said. I just messaged her.
Yeah, when you know that you have control over your reality, there is no money problem. Because think about it, if you knew that by paying me $2,000, you'd make $1 million, you'll find $2,000. You'll knock door to door for $2,000. But when you don't fully believe you've got the control, that's when there's excuses. If you knew that by paying mom $2,000 and that you would attract the love of your freaking life and never suffer in love for the entirety of your life, and this man would think the sun shines out of your ass, you would find it. And that's okay. I understand that a lot of people sometimes, they've gotten burned in the past. They're in different situations. I think what would be easier, my love, is you've accepted me, right, Sarah? To be able to go live. Maybe it's the whole thing around the lesser following. Because why am I not getting you as an option to add? Maybe let me start and restart for 2 seconds. Let me stop and restart for 2 seconds and see if I begin it again. Can I? And if not, maybe we can do it in an audio manner. Oh, you know what? I can do it in an audio manner right now. Can I call you right now?
Do it.
Can I just make a call to you and put you on speaker? Just in case? Or should we try the video for 2 seconds? Sarah, can you click guest? Is that possible? Are you able to click guest? Sarah, can you click it? So you are able to click it. Are you clicking it and it's just not working? Because when I click guest, you're not here. And that's my issue, is you're not showing up for me to click on. So guest should be at the bottom somewhere here. Okay, thank you. Yes, perfect. I got it. That's what I needed.
Did you get it?
I am.
Oh, how nice. We get to
Okay,
hear
wait. Can you hear me?
Yes, Bert. Okay, hang on. Let
you
me
hear
turn
me?
it up. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, let me see if I can turn my. Can you see me?
I can't see you. I can see your profile pic.
Okay. Hold on a second.
Either or. We can hear Sarah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Here I am.
Good morning. I'm this way too. I'm sitting here in my pajamas still. I haven't even brushed my hair or anything.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to do this. This all just happened.
This all just happened so quickly, and here we are.
Here we are. So
I know.
I will give you a brief kind of background. So I started working with Persis in the summer of 2023 about relationships. I have a very not good past with relationships. Always attracting unavailable men for sure. And then just like hot and cold, inconsistent, that kind of thing my whole life. And then, so I did private coaching in the package where I went through Manifestation University, and then I did the unlimited texting package, and we had a few calls as well. And then we continued for a little bit too. Then I took a break. And then after that though, I wasn't doing things right, but I still knew what to do. I just wasn't doing it. It wasn't an issue of like, I don't know what to do. I was just like, looking at the 3D and getting triggered all the time.
Right.
So I went back to Manifestation University, and now this time I had done it multiple times. It finally clicked like this last fall, and I was actually looking at my journal where you rate like your self-concept and all of that. I started doing the course again on December 22nd, and I met my boyfriend on January 8th, and he asked me to be his girlfriend.
Wait, hang on a second. Back this tractor trailer up here. Whoa, give me those dates again, because do I know what I'm talking about?
I started the course on December 22nd. And the reason I know is because that's when I started rating in my journal the numbers, because I started that the first day of it. December 22nd is when I started.
December
I
22nd.
met him
Yes,
on January 8th.
January 8th.
Is when I met him. We matched on Bumble. That's how we met. I mean, technically we started talking like 2 weeks before, but for us to make plans and meet was January 8th is when we met.
Mhm.
And he asked me to be his girlfriend officially on February 26th.
So, yeah, that's stupid, crazy, fast.
And he's completely not he's emotionally available, and he's mature, and he's successful. He's good looking. He lives 15 minutes from me. He doesn't live in an hour away. All these guys.
Wants you, adores you, pampers you, thinks the sun shines out of your butt. I mean, all the normal things are there that we need, that we weren't getting for sure in the past. Prioritization. I can genuinely see, because I saw the photo she sent me. Like, he looks at you with hearts in his eyes. Like, he's just so smitten. Like, he's smitten as a kitten, and I'm obsessed with that for you. Because that's exactly what you want.
Well, and guess what? I got tested on Thursday. You know how you talk about
right.
It's like, oh, are you really this bitch? You know,
right?
Or not?
Are you really this person? Or
him and I had a little
blue?
blip 2 nights ago, and he was like, maybe we should take a break.
Right.
And guess what? I did not react at all. But within 10 minutes, he's like, just why don't you come over here so we can talk? I really want to talk to you. So I went over there. The conversation was not 100% smooth, but we got through it. And after that, he's like, no, I want to be with you. I want to keep seeing you. And you can still be my girlfriend. And, and now since that was just on Thursday night, 2 nights ago. Now he's even more up my ass the last 2 days.
No, they're not married yet. But I do get an invite.
What's that?
Do I get an invite?
Oh, if we get married?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Do I get to be maid of honor? Is that too
Yeah,
big of an
but we'll
ask?
have to lie about how I know you.
Yeah, we can lie. We can lie. We can lie.
But
That's fine.
and also I'm on the verge of getting a new job too. Like I'm just waiting for the offer to come in. It's most like I'm like 100% sure it's coming in.
Yeah.
I just did the last interview yesterday morning, and it's like a job I would really want because my current job has gone down the toilet. So that's
And
happening.
it pays you really well.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Keep me posted. So the 22nd of December, can you just pull up a calendar? I can't do that math mentally.
If you want, I can put it in the WhatsApp chat too.
Yeah, yeah, go for it. Yeah, that would be really great. Do you guys have any questions for her? Since we're here on a very spontaneous live, maybe we could actually do one from start
It's
to
literally
finish.
like 2 weeks and a few days.
Yeah,
Okay, that's the time frame.
that's wild. But it goes to show that, like, even sometimes if you don't get the result in the coaching, like, you do know what to do.
Yeah.
But it's actually a big theme of what we talked about in this live, which is the middle. You know what I mean? The
have to
middle
do it.
is what
Like,
you have to
you have to do
master
it.
to get to the end.
But you have to do it. Like because I'm somebody I've known about manifestation since 2017 or 2018. And I knew it as law of attraction initially.
Right.
And I literally thought it was about saying something 20 times and then things were going to magically just like appear. Like, cause that's how it was presented.
Yeah.
And so that's what I thought. And I was like, well, this is horseshit. And then I started to notice like, but I was like, no, there's things that I know that I've manifested that makes sense, but I'm not able to bring in the things I want. And it took me a really long time to start figuring it out. But like, what I was going to say is what I used to do, and I think so many people do this, is they just consume content and they don't actually apply anything.
Yeah.
They don't,
Yeah,
because like I was
100%.
I would just watch hours of LOA videos from every person who does it that I liked, but I wasn't doing it in my life. And if you don't do it in your life, nothing will happen. And then the other thing like that I think helps me too is before you even knew about manifestation, we were still manifesting. We just didn't know.
Yeah.
Think about the things that came to you really easy. Like maybe it was a boyfriend, or maybe it was a specific job, or maybe it was anything. Think about what your attitude was towards that and compare it towards the attitude you have towards what you're trying to consciously manifest. Because I guarantee you it's night and day.
Right.
It's
I
like
tell
you
people
had
that all the time because it's like, what are the areas of your life that are going well?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you didn't have to actually do anything for that. You just had better assumptions and expectations and everything around that.
Yeah, and it was just you, for whatever reason, you had those organically. And so then it just worked out. But then like when you're trying to consciously manifest, you're like keeping score all the time because you're worried
Right.
that you're going to fail or it's not going to happen, or like, do I need to intervene and get this back on track? But that's like
Past repeating itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of the good questions I want to ask you, and maybe we can redo this one more time properly, but like what were the biggest differences you saw in yourself from, you know, like when you came in, like, you know, your evolution other than just the man's evolution, but like where did you start within yourself? Like, you know, from day one, I definitely know how you were then.
Yeah.
A big part of you was very codependent or insecure and feeling different types of ways. And like, what are the biggest changes that you feel like, could you paint a picture of you then? 1.0 you, 2.0 you.
Yeah, if we're talking about specifically relationship wise, and this probably applied to other areas too, but if I'm focusing on the relationship piece, like number one, like I was definitely putting men that were unavailable, being inconsistent, hot and cold, up on a pedestal. And I was down here and I was lucky if they text messaged me, kind of. Like, even though I wasn't saying that to myself consciously, that was, I guess, how I truly felt though.
Yeah.
You know, even if like, that sounds so stupid, but like, you know, where then as you start your self-confidence or self-concept, I should say, builds, that stuff, first of all, begins to just look silly to you. And it's almost embarrassing. Like you look back and you're like, what was I smoking? Like actual crack rocks that like I was even entertaining this. And then it just starts to become unattractive to you anyway. Like you don't like, I was dealing with somebody back then versus, you know,
Yeah.
it eventually just has become unattractive to me.
Right.
Like it's not even, it's kind of like, well, you would be lucky to even talk to me, really. Like, you know, and now it's, no, this is what I want. I know what I want. And it's someone who is consistent, emotionally available. They prioritize me. They treat me with respect. They make plans with me in advance. I trust them. I'm not worried. I'm not sitting here anxious and worried about anywhere they go where I'm not there about what they're doing and who, you know, they could run into a girl that they think is attractive and then the whole relationship's going to implode because they met. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
this uneasy eggshell. I don't have that anymore with him because first of all, who he is, like the person I attracted in, that's not who he is. Yeah, he's not a cheater and he's not a liar. And so I don't have to work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also it's like, yeah, I am worthy of that. And then I started looking at people around me too, and this might sound like kind of mean or something, but I'm just being honest. Sometimes I would look at other people around me, other females that had good relationships, but I would be like, well, I have more going for me than they do. Like if they can attract someone like that and like there's no reason why I can't.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like not that I'm better than them, but it's like
Right. It's like it kind of in a way uses it to fuel you. Like there are other people with less going on getting more than what I'm getting.
yeah.
I should definitely be able to get this.
So it's me. Like it's me. Like I have other like there should be no reason why I can't attract that in or have that. And so I started looking at it that way, and then also just not accepting, like literally saying no to the things that you don't want just because it's like almost what you want. Like I told you right before I met this guy, who's my actual boyfriend, I met a different guy a month prior who was everything I wanted, except I started to realize I truly wasn't physically attracted to him. And that's going to cause a problem. I tried to make myself be. I tested the waters out, like maybe I'm just being scared or this. And then once I realized, I just let him go. And it's only fair to him too. He was a great guy. Like he was successful and honest and kind, everything. And I'm like, he deserves somebody who actually like is attracted to him, you know? Yeah. And so I actually let him go on New Year's Eve on January 1st, not having a backup plan.
Right.
Okay. And like,
but you just trusted the process and you were like, I deserve the whole thing, not just like 99%.
I was kind of mad at myself because I was like, well, why can't you just be attracted to him? He's everything else. Like you have what you want. But I let him go on January 1st, and I met this guy on January 8th who is everything the first guy was, but I'm also attracted to, and he lives closer to me.
Yeah.
And whatever. So it's, I guess what I'm saying is like being confident enough to say no to something that isn't 100% what you want.
Yeah, it's important.
And also the other thing I told you, my current boyfriend, we got in this little, tiff or whatever 2 nights ago. In the past, I would not have confronted him the way that I would have because I would have been too scared of losing him. Like I would have prioritized
different boundaries, different standards now for
keeping
yourself.
him. Oh, and it's like, okay, well, if that is how you're going to be, then you know what? This isn't going to work.
Right.
And when we were arguing on the phone and the conversation started going downhill, in my head, I was like, I was getting upset. I wasn't having like no reaction to the 3D like I was, but at the same time, I'm like, no, you want to be with me. Like, I know that you do. And I truly believe that he does, So, and then it did turn around because I finally said, why are you being like this?
Yeah.
Why are you being like this? And then we were just quiet, what felt like for 5 minutes. And then he's like, what are you doing right now? I'm like, I'm laying on the couch. What did you have for dinner? Pasta. Why don't you take your shower? Why don't you come over? Why don't we talk? And this is right after he said maybe we should take a break.
Right. It literally can happen within seconds. Do you feel like, I'll say this last thing and then I have to go because I've been drinking this and I also have to pee. So we just need to announce that obviously. But we'll redo this again and we'll like kind of go into it.
And I can have makeup on and stuff.
Yeah, we can actually put on proper clothes and brush our hair. Yeah. Your hair is fine. My hair is a mess. But one of the good questions that I saw was like, what is the practice that you think made the biggest shift? I know I made you a custom plan. I know you were in the unlimited. I personally have a theory of what allowed you to get this strong, but I want your theory, and then, we can talk about it.
Okay, so for me, I actually just finished. I'm on day 92 of the regime you had given me back when we started working together in 2023.
Yeah.
And now you've given me a new one for what we talked about the other week with that I actually haven't started yet because I won't get into it now, but I have not had time because I've been working from like 6 in the morning to 9 at night. I have not had time.
Yeah,
but I'm going to. But the regime I do that helps is what I do is I wake up in the morning and the first thing I do is I made a list of, I guess you could consider them affirmations. I don't say them on repeat. I just read them once as a reminder. And
Right.
what they are like
This is
basic
because your
rules.
maintenance now. I wouldn't advise that to others, just to make sure that we're clear. I just want others to
Oh,
not
no,
get
I'm still
confused.
doing the
Yeah.
full regime.
I know you're doing the full
Oh.
regime, but usually we don't just do it once. That's what I was saying. I just didn't
Oh,
want the audience
I do-
to get
so
confused. Yeah.
This is like my pre-workout. Think of this as my pre-workout before
Right,
the workout.
right.
The pre-workout is I look at a list of things that's just about manifesting. Like it just reminders, like no circumstances don't matter. If I want a specific relationship with a specific person, I can have that. All circumstances are malleable.
Right.
Anything I don't like in my 3D is only because of my past thoughts, and it can just a reminder of those things.
Right.
I read it like once or twice. After I'm done with that, I do a breathing exercise. Like it's just a YouTube video that I personally like on YouTube. It's just to regulate your nervous system. Then I do 2 rounds of EFT tapping, one for anxiety and one to have a great day. Then I go through, and then that's when I do my affirmations on repeat for, depending on how much time, 10 to 20 minutes.
Makes sense.
And then that's it. That's what I do every morning. And
That's like your maintenance routine, just to make sure everybody's clear. That is what she's done because she worked with me from back in 2023. She had, though, a full custom plan that was made specifically for her based on her limitations, what was blocking the desire, and how we were going to shift it to get what she wanted. That custom plan, everybody gets a custom plan in coaching that's made to your specific scenario based on your specific blockages. And she knows that it's like pages long, like you're scrolling. It's not like a small little thing and have a nice day. It's like completely customized with an excruciating amount of detail. Even her new plan is like 4 or 5 pages long. And so when it comes to this situation, that is what she does to create the results that she has. Now, what she has told you now is more of like her maintenance because she's done so much work. She was in my top manifestation program called Manifestation University. She was in private coaching with me for 100 years. Like, she has been in my world for a long time. She has done a lot of inner work. So I don't want you guys to get confused in terms of, okay, now I need to do her maintenance routine to get a result, because she's already had, results based on what was made towards her specific specifications. And this is where it can be hard sometimes, when audience members are like, what's the routine? Because it's like the routine's made to you. You know what I mean? I can't just put a routine on the internet and be like, here guys, do the routine, because we need to know what are your specific blockages. How have you been let down in love, money, business, health, whatever? What are the stories you defaulted to? What are the, you know what I mean? It's like how I've been hurt in love is different than how Sarah's been hurt in love. And my plan is going to be different than her plan. And based on her life experiences and what she's attracting, she needs different things in her plan. Based on my life experiences and my patterns and what I'm attracting, I need different things in my plan. She has different limiting beliefs. She needs different things in her plan. I have different limiting beliefs. I need different things in my plan. So it's difficult when it comes to the plan. But one of the things I will say, and you tell me, I could be wrong, is you enjoyed unlimited. I'm going to talk about that for 2 minutes before I have to go. But you enjoyed unlimited a lot. Tell everybody the power of the unlimited texting feature.
So that is true, because especially at the beginning when I was like not solid at all. Like before, I have worked with other coaches previously, and I had been in other programs, and sometimes I would do like email packages or whatever. But like what would happen is something happens right now in the middle of the day, like at 10:30 on a Saturday, and I could run to my computer and email that coach, but they might not respond till Tuesday or Wednesday. At that point, I've already fallen off the cliff and went completely ape shit and ruined my entire life. Okay. Now we have so by the time they email me, I'm like, oh, we have don't even fucking deal with that email. We have way bigger problems now because I just went so crazy, right? So
This is so true, though. This is so accurate based on our lives, like based on
how we were small coaching. Crack in the foundation. Now the house is
compared to what's happening now.
The house is in shambles. It started with a crack in the foundation when I emailed.
The whole house is on fire now.
Okay.
Compared to, that's the preface. Compared
to now, when I was in private coaching with you, say something happened, like right now, I could go on WhatsApp and send you a message. And even though like you are always responded very, very quickly, but the thing was for me, even if you didn't respond to me for like I didn't need you to respond necessarily immediately. It was knowing, first of all, just sometimes I used to tell you this, just saying what happened would make me feel better. Even before you responded, because in a way I would already hear back in my head what you're probably going to say or something like
just that in tune. Yes.
Like that. And then you would reply and I would know you're going to reply within a certain time period. So I wasn't like freaking out. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I would just like, okay, this is where I'm at right now. And then I would kind of go back to work and do whatever I was doing. And then you would respond. And then I would be like, oh yeah, that's true. And then like work, do whatever activity you told me to do or whatever. And I think like now that I'm more stable, I could probably do an email, but you know what I mean? Because I can hold myself up for a period of time where I couldn't before.
Yeah.
And I would just get like so triggered. And I do think most people, especially with the whole relationship thing, or if they're doing an SP, they're all like that. Like pretty much. They're all like that.
That's why I left SP land specifically.
But
I left SP land a long time ago. But, people still come every now and then for it. But the beauty of the unlimited that I think was so powerful for you is one, yes, we were starting with a self-concept that was very low. We had a big desire to go into something drastically different. And you got the package that gave you the type of support you needed. Like when you were messaging me, there would be some days we're going back and forth 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day. You know what I mean? Like I also think, and you correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to be blowing smoke up my own ass. But like, I really think that nobody gives support like how I give support. I feel like every part of your body, brain, mind knows that Persis has got my back and she's going to tell me exactly what the hell to do. And it completely brought you very down. I don't even think you expected the amount of support you got when you came into the coaching because nobody really, I don't want to say that people don't care about their clients, but what I mean to say is I really give a shit about you. I really give a shit about you being successful. And I believe that it's my job that if you paid me for the unlimited package to be there for you as things are going on. If I'm not filming, if I'm not posting, if I'm not doing content, if I'm not doing something, if I'm not eating and making sure I'm alive and well, I'm in my chat replying to my clients and giving them what they need because that's literally my fucking job. That's what they paid me for. You know what I mean? And I feel like I give the most amount of shits about my people. I want them to succeed. I want them to win. I want them to understand that this is a team effort. I'm going to give you everything I got in the gas tank. Then it's your job to go do. And then when you come and bring me things, I am there and I am responsive and I'm giving you the juice of what you need to be able to shift it in the moment. And then once again, you're off and you're making it happen. And I feel like I was just not, and I've never been one of those coaches where it's like, okay, I get back to you in 3 to 4 business days or something like that. And I understand that sometimes with people's business structure and how things are, they just can't do it that way, which is why I built my business like this. It is a premium feature to be able to have my personal number and text me unlimited. People don't do that. You know what I mean? And there's a reason also why, because then people can sometimes tend to misuse it and abuse it, right? Yeah. And then you can sometimes get entitled clients, and that's a whole topic for another time. But for the people who really see the value in it, And for the people that really know what it's like to have someone like, you have a problem and you can text me right now, that shit is freaking priceless, because that's where you're fumbling the ball.
Right, exactly. And the thing is like, you would respond not just like with generic responses, like, well, remember, circumstances don't matter or whatever. You know what I mean? You would respond because you knew me and my situation. And you would also like sometimes give me activities to do too, or, you know, exercises, I should say, to do.
I would like explain to you all the reasons that this is happening, where your brain is defaulting, and exactly what we're going to do to get it on track. It was definitely not the just persist type of vibe. It was
Right.
like because your brain also, like, I knew your brain needed to understand why the hell this was happening. So I would always go into making you understand this, so then that way you wouldn't freak out further. And then from that place, then we would get into like action mode of what we're going to do now, and giving you that like reassurance that like, we're not off track. This is just, you know, this, and this is what we're going to do about it. And it was like, I mean, I would sometimes get paragraphs from you that were like this, and then here I am, and we're like having a paragraph war in the chat and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I remember those days. Crazy.
Yeah. So is it, whenever you were asking me like what helped me the most, is that what your answer was?
I was genuinely thinking that what helped you the most was, one, the plan, right? Because you didn't really have a plan like that plan. And
Right.
two was I thought the thing was, you know, the ability to like reach out, because I know that that's what kept you sane. And it's what kind of kept you on track, because knowing how your brain is, like you kind of mentioned with an email coach or something like that, you've already burned the whole house down. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, that's where my brain was going.
Yeah. I mean, and there are, like you said, there's other good coaches that care and they have good content and they might know what they're doing. But if you can't really talk to them while you're having, or they're not going to get back to you for days and days, and like, I remember sitting there like checking my inbox all the time, like before I met you, when I did email coaching with other coaches, because I would be having a panic attack, like
Right.
just checking to see if they responded, because I felt like I was going to die if they didn't.
Right. And you've come a very long way, like, you know, obviously from where you were before to where you are now. So you have obviously so much to be proud of. These days, people, you know, they come in at different levels. Sometimes they're at like a rock bottom. Sometimes they're somewhere in the middle, low, like 3-4 self-concept. Sometimes they're somewhere in the middle. It really just depends with each and every situation. But let's do this again properly. Okay. And I love the are you at the beach or something, or is that
Oh no, I'm in Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
Okay, just kidding. It might be like a subliminal I've got playing in the background. I hear like ocean, and it's been like very cool and like nice on my end. But anyway, I love you so much. I'm going to start to get started for my day. Thank you for coming and surprising me. We'll send me a message.
Okay, I will. I'll send you those dates.
Yeah, send me the dates and the successes so I can celebrate it. And we shall chat soon.
Okay, sounds good.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, perfect. So just as a quick summary before my bladder explodes, sorry, I didn't mean to be so graphic, but I have drank this entire 40 ounce with just a few sips left, and I need to go. And it's been a while. So somebody asked a very quick explanation for our coaching packages. They're in the link in my bio. Everything is very elegantly explained there. We pride ourselves on helping people fundamentally, permanently shift and rewire the brain. We utilize science and neuroscience from my degree and background in medical surgery. Because I used to cut people open for a living, and now I do this. And there are so many, like 75 plus hour long interviews of people doing crazy things on my YouTube. The whole 9 yards. If I could ask you for anything, definitely go to the link in my bio. Follow me on my Instagram. I want to grow that to 10K. And if you are somebody that has felt inspired by this, you've been a fence sitter for a while, I hope that you utilize all the proof to be able to go all in on yourself and realize that this is really just a situation of you versus your self-belief, right? And I want you to feel encouraged and motivated that there's no amount of success stories that I can continue to pump out for you to believe in you. Eventually, you just have to kind of go for it one day. If it feels good and right and pure, whether it's with me or whether it's with someone else, I believe you should have your goals, you should have your desires, you should have your dreams. regardless of whether we're in them or not. Some people are going to resonate with me, some people are not, and I'm totally here for it because I prefer the people to not come here. And I prefer the people that do to come here. And whoever comes in is always going to be perfect every single time. And I just love you guys a lot. I want you to succeed. I want you to win. There's over 600 videos here. On my Instagram, I use and abuse the stories feature, posting success after success after success. But there's no amount of success that's going to satisfy your soul until you just decide to go after your shit. The reason I love the work that I do is it doesn't matter what coach you've worked with in the past. If the results aren't here, it's because you haven't shifted things at the root level, and that's literally what I'm about, right? So if you want to come in, you want to shift things at the root level, this is the place you want to be. You can start in my membership or you can start in personal coaching. Personal coaching is always going to yield the bigger, better, faster result. There's texting, there's no texting. The texting unlimited package is unlimited messaging, Monday to Friday. Unlimited messaging. Sometimes I go back and forth with my clients 3, 4, 5 times a day. It just depends how much they need me. Everything is custom made and catered towards your situation based on your limits, what you need to do, and the tangible steps of how you're going to do it to shift it. And then you have my personal number to reach out to me anytime you have a doubt, worry, concern, question, need clarity, anything at all like that. I'm there for you. And I'm in that chat supporting you. The other one is the call only package. Same package, just without the messaging. You have calls and coaching is done on the calls. You have the super sexy custom plan of exactly what we're going to be doing based on your limits, your goals, your desires, where you are now and where you want to go to get you into alignment with the results that you want. As you begin to do that, apply it day in and day out. Every single 2 weeks, we're going to talk and we're going to go into the results that you have. People in 4-call coaching package get crazy results just like the unlimited, but it's about understanding what do you need. Do you feel like calls are sufficient and you're a very driven, ambitious person and you don't need texting? Then don't pay for something you don't need. If you feel like having that premium add-on texting in the background, even just as a safety net, is going to be helpful for you and worth its weight in gold, because sometimes you can go off track and that would be very valuable for you, then yeah, do it. You know what I mean? But don't come in and get the package that you don't think is going to support you and then expect miracles. I would rather you have more support than less support. No one's ever regretted getting more support, but people have regretted getting less support. If you're going to invest in yourself, just try to choose the package, or if you need help, you can DM us. Try to choose the package that's going to set you up for success. Don't get something that you don't think is going to be what you need, right? If you need the texting, just get the texting. If you don't need the texting, just get the calls only. And so anyway, I love you guys so much. I hope you've enjoyed this little chat we've had, and I shall see you guys very, very soon. I hope to see my notification with some new people in our coaching packages. We do have slots available as early as next week. And so if you're ready to come in, you're ready to be the next success story, you're ready to mess shit up, and you're ready to believe in yourself. This is not an issue of what you think it is. It's an issue of, do I believe in myself? Am I ready to let go of my shit and burn that to the ground? And am I ready to get what I want and be wildly accountable and disciplined? When you're ready for that, call us, message us. If you're not ready, do not come anywhere near this coaching. It's not going to work for you. You need to be able to believe in yourself. You need to be able to believe in the shifts. You can continue to be in a scenario where you sit on the fence, but understand that staying stuck is also a choice. It's also a choice, and it has a cost. It costs you years of your life, costs you confidence in yourself and your ability to manifest. Okay, it's not entirely free to sit on the fence. This is not me saying, oh, come get my coaching. Because like I said, I'm also not going to be the right one for people. This is me giving you life advice. Me or anyone else, go after your shit and get what you want in life, because you deserve to have the world. But what I want to educate you about is I wasted 3 years of my life being a fence sitter because I didn't believe in myself. And when I forced myself to go for it, that was because my whole life had fallen apart. Don't come to us when everything is at the bottom and then expect us to bring you back up. We will not accept clients like that. We will not accept clients like that at all. Those won't be the clients that we take on. we will happily send you on your way to somebody else. Okay, so don't let it get so bad that something like that occurs, right? You've got to be able to see the power within yourself now.